Be here. I wanted to begin by just commenting on the move of Southern Health going to the code red level of restriction. You know, the Christian faith teaches that we should love thy neighbor. And I think that this is how we can love our neighbor these days during the pandemic. It's by wearing a mask, it's by staying home when we're sick, it's by keeping that physical distance, and it's also by listening to the advice of Dr. Russo. I'm a person of faith myself, and I do believe, you know, that the Creator put us here on earth with a lot of freedoms, but the Creator also gave us a mind, and we have to use that to make the best of our time here on earth. And, you know, I have a lot of good Christian friends, and they always talk about the golden rule. So now is that time for us to step up and observe that. So I just want to encourage Manitobans across Southern Health, many of whom have reached out to me and have been talking about things that concern them about the pandemic response, that now is our time to really show that love that we have for one another as fellow Manitobans, and let's do the right thing and try and beat COVID together. So I wanted to share that as just kind of a general response, and joined by Uzoma, Asagwara, who is our healthcare critic, as you know, and we're happy to respond to the briefing that happened, the various issues around the pandemic response. And so maybe I'll invite Uzoma up just to get the question period started, and if there's other points that I can respond to, I'm happy to do so as well.
Yes, so if there's questions in regards to our response, I'm happy to take any questions. One point I do want to make is that during this time it's so important that we see transparency through this pandemic, and you know, it's a pillar of public health. It's a principle that's really important, and I'm still thinking, you know, about long-term care homes and what they're dealing with and what they're facing. And you know, we've called for inspections at all long-term care homes to be public. We've called for private care homes to have inspections, and we're still not clear on whether or not Maple's personal care home has had an inspection and what the details of that inspection look like. And so that's something that I would put out there. You know, I had a conversation with a family member who's got a loved one in Maple's personal care home just yesterday and again this morning, and you know, folks are really concerned about what's happening there. They need to know if an inspection has been completed and what the details of that inspection actually look like. So, you know, in terms of transparency in public health, that's so important, and we're hoping that more of that information is provided so that families can have the information they need to feel good about the care their loved ones are receiving, and so that we can also have strategic planning in place that mitigates the harms of COVID-19 in our long-term care homes. And so if there's any questions,